mental health is a serious problem nowadays, undeniably. So I want to share my experiences and what I think you can do to improve your mental health. And I'm not gonna recommend you, something similar to others that you have heard so many times from social media already. So this video is mainly for people who have no friends, no money, no partner, no nothing. Okay, because I understand that many influencers, even they have good intentions for their viewers. They would say that okay, go talk to someone and go to therapy so that you would feel better. Okay, I get it, but the reason why people nowadays they have mental problems is that they don't have anyone to talk to. That's the point. They feel emotionally lonely, even though when they go to work, they maybe talk to their colleagues a little bit here and there, chit chat, during lunch. But then after 5 p.m., that's the time. Or if you go to schools, okay, maybe you talk with your friends a little bit, but then when you go home, you still feel lonely. You get what I mean? So from my experience, okay, let me break it down first. Usually, when people have mental health problems, I would just break it down to two things mainly. The first one is people who are constantly worried about their future, money, success. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this one first. And the second one is people who have problems with their parents. Maybe it would be teenagers if you are, okay? I'm not gonna talk about partner. If you have mental health because of your partner, I think that is a sign. So I don't think I should talk about that. So first, people who are worried about their future, right? When they I was one also when I was in high school. When I was 17, right? After I finished my school and then I went home, okay? Of course, we have a choice to just doom scroll or watch something for the whole night, but it doesn't eliminate our feeling. Some days it is gonna come back. So I don't think that is a good approach. Just keep yourself distracted all the time. So what I would suggest you to do is that that if you were to do nothing or you just doom scroll just like I said, that you would feel guilty and miserable with your life. So I understand that when we come home, we are tired and people told you to oh, maybe try to learn a new language or maybe clean your rooms. But bro, I'm exhausted and I just don't have energy to do that. And if you know people were to tell me to do that every single day just so that I would keep myself busy, bro, I think it would make me feel worse. You get what I mean? It's so tiring. So first and foremost, you need to have a real pursuit, just anything. You want to make more money, right? Nowadays, I think it is easier. You don't have to do YouTube or TikTok or anything. I would say that I have seen so many people that do UGC, or if you have some skills that only you can do, for example editing videos, then maybe you should just try to make an account or find people who would hire you or something. Just try to monetize your skills, okay? But if you have zero, you don't have anything, you know, then I would recommend you just build a system, a schedule, what you should do just so that you would have a better future. Literally you have to write it down what you want to do in your daily life, okay, when you go home. Because that I'm not gonna recommend you to just oh, go to the gym, take a walk. I think you already know about that. Everybody says that already. But What I'm talking about is that like during like the evening and nighttime, when you're at home, like 6, 7 p.m. So that's the time that you might not like go to gym anymore, maybe like you go home whatsoever. So you would kind of have like free time to do something instead of ruminating about like your life and your future and feel miserable about it. So just build a schedule of whatever that you want to do, okay, that can help you, build a better future. Literally anything. If you want to speak better, then I can recommend you this one. If you want to like be an influencer, right? What you should do is that try to, record yourself speaking every single day without stopping. Just like no cut, no anything. You can talk about anything that like you are interested in. So it would just be better for you, to speak fluently and just naturally. So you didn't have to force yourself, to speak about like what logistic. Like if you were to pick like some random topic and it is difficult for you, you're gonna feel extremely horrible, man. Like, cause you know nothing and that you pick this topic, you have to speak about it like 5, 10 minutes. But you can also do that if you like want to speak about like something new. But first and foremost, you need to learn about it first. Research about it like a little bit, and then like try to write it down, memorize it, and just understand what it is. Then you can try to speak about it. So this is like one of the examples that you can do. Just whatever that can better your future. Okay. And in second case, if your mental health problems come from your parents, I would suggest you to build a life, outside of them. I remember when I was in high school, what I, not that high school, but like when I was in like around 10th grade, yeah, that's high school, yeah. I I loved like school so much because my friends would be there, I would play with them every single day, playing video games and just having fun. But if you don't have friends, and usually like problems will come when you go home, they will just criticize you constantly and just, I don't know, like go at you whatsoever, and they don't care about how you feel at all. One of the most effective approaches that I essentially did was that I dismissed whatever that they said about me, because you know it was extremely detrimental, and I just didn't want to internalize anything from them. So you need to protect yourself, because like when people don't protect you and you just have no one, the only person who can help you is only you. It might sound harsh and extreme, but that is how reality is. So you just need to protect yourself first. Otherwise, I don't want any of you to be suicidal or, be in despair. I don't want that. So just try to dismiss them. And when you are in your room, just do what you like. Maybe you want to write something or read a book, or even like playing video games with your friends, or even like alone, or watch anime. Just literally anything that would make you feel good, because at least when you go outside, you would feel better. When you go to school, you will still have friends, so you don't have to worry about, just like do it like this every single day. It is hard, dealing with mental health problems alone. Nobody has ever taught you how to deal with it, but I think it is just part of life that we need to grow from it. I completely understand you that like people would recommend you some unrealistic approaches, which it doesn't cover everyone. It only covers like middle class or people who are freaking rich. Like, damn man, like I feel like, in fact, people who don't have friends and don't have money, I feel like they are the majority even. Like people who have friends, usually they're not. I mean, people they can have friends, but if they feel lonely inside, then I mean it also counts. But like usually, it comes from like people who don't have like real trustworthy friends who they can talk with like just anything, about their mental health, about their life, what's going on whatsoever. It is extremely rare, to find someone, who would want to listen to what's going on with your life and they actually care about it. It's hard. Usually people just like don't care and they just want to like impress others in how others perceive them. Like they don't care about like you. So I get it. I wouldn't suggest anyone to do a social media detox, okay? Because I think that could be quite extreme. But I would suggest you to like reduce screen time, of course, because like when you constantly see comparison in curated content, when others show you about their house, their cars, when they travel, and you would just feel like, damn, these people they're living their life, and I'm here sitting in a chair and watching them, and I could just wish to, recreate those things, but I don't know if I could make it. It's just bad. So I don't recommend you just like doom scrolling for, like 4 5 hours. Like I think it is okay, if you were to do it like 30 minutes and then switch up to do something else. Like trying to build a new skill, whatever that is, you have like your laptop, you have your phone, you have internet, so you can definitely do it. So you can just like the least thing that you can do is learn something new, okay? And then it doesn't have to be long, maybe like 30 minutes, that's already enough. And then you can just like come back to doom scrolling, or if you want to watch something, then go for it. But just don't let it be your like sole go to, okay? Because that is bad. Like it's really horrible because you would just see people living their life and man, like it would in fact worsen your mental health. So don't do that. I really wish that my recommendations would be useful for you guys because I really want to help out even just one person. That's enough. Like if I can help one person, like I already, feel good about it because I don't want anyone to like deal about it alone and just they would just hit a wall because I've been there before and I know how it feels when you have no one and you want to get out of it, but nobody hands you a help. I'm gonna end it like this, okay? I know that you are actually strong, resilient. You know that you're destined for more, for greatness. You absolutely can overcome it. It is not that big of a deal, in fact. You've been through so many things in your life and you still made it. Even though it was not perfect, sometimes you merely did it, but you still did. So if you're still here, of course, like you can still overcome it again. So try to better yourself, and do something. Don't just waste your time with like, you know, scrolling for 5 hours because your future is contingent upon your current habits. So make it worth it. Thank you.